Hey guys, it's me Haru, and welcome to episode 18 of SpyroCast. Today I have with me my friend Gen, who I haven't talked to in forever. How you doing, Gen?
Pretty good. My name is Gen, also known as Gensou or Kokoro Gensou.
Yeah, well, it's good to talk to you again. The last time we actually spoke through audio chat was probably in one of the Dinosaur Planet group chats or something.
Yeah, I think that was so long ago. I
Yeah.
can't even remember talking with you last time. But we should definitely do this more because I enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, and I like talking to you too. I mean, we've been talking a lot on Twitter, so that's good.
Yeah, always nice to stay in contact.
Alright, so let's get this thing started with your history with Spyro.
Okay, believe it or not, I've known of Spyro's existence for the longest time. I have not played a Spyro game until, the mid-2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I knew of his existence at the time, but, back in the early aughts, I was I was pretty much a Nintendo console kind of guy.
Right.
And, I think I remember the very first Spyro games I emulated was the Game Boy Advance ones, which were honestly pretty good and honestly pretty solid. And as for my first console game, Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning, and I think that was the very first GameCube game I ever got.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, some of my very first Spyro GameCube games also included Enter the Dragonfly. I didn't know any better back then.
That's okay. I mean, neither did I. That's why I got it.
But yeah, nowadays, I've had more experience with the original PS1 trilogy, and I'm stupidly savvy with Spyro 1 to the point of I'm able to, pretty much 100% it in one or two sittings. But the other games are pretty good too, just not too big on them. I think the first game holds up the best. Just in its simplicity.
Right. Yeah, I get that, because, looking back on it, there's so much about Spyro 1 that's unique compared to 2 and 3, because they kind of had a new formula going with 2 that followed up into 3, and those games are very similar in their, the play style and just, the formula in general, and, Spyro 1 is very different, and, in the music and the worlds, the textures and stuff like that, it's just so different.
Yeah, I admire Spyro 1 for its simplicity and, generally just, the kind of tone it sets with its music and, setting and whatnot. It's very atmospheric and it, opens a lot of mystery to, how do these dragons, go about their daily lives? I feel like that shows a lot in the world design, without having to, say a whole lot of dialogue.
Right.
And I'm really glad they're, expanding on it in, the reignited version, which I am super excited for, but I really hope it gets a Steam announcement, please. I don't have a PS4 or Xbox One or Switch yet.
Oh, dang it, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm really cheap.
Yeah,
my most recent console is a PS3, and I got that from a friend for free.
Oh, well, I mean, at least it was for free.
Yeah.
My PS3 has just sucked lately. I can barely play any game on that anymore without it, freezing up or glitching or something to that effect.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Maybe trade it in. Maybe see if you can get a new one if you have the funds for it.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Well, I hope you're able to, get that problem, solved at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I could still play some of the games that I have, on it. I was able to play, Dawn of the Dragon. I was able to play that just fine.
Honestly, the fact that you have a PS3 version of Dawn of the Dragon is commendable because,
yeah.
That shit goes for a lot nowadays. Last time I saw it, I think it was, $50 used on Amazon.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until a friend of mine told me about it, or I was looking up on the Spyro Amino, and I asked people, I was like, wait, is this rare? And then they're like, well, it looks like it's kind of rare, yeah. And I'm like, wait, what? And it was just kind of crazy to me, because when I got that, it was like $20 or something.
Yeah, I have the not the PS3. I have the 360 version. I think I got that for $20 used as well, maybe $10. I can't remember. It's been so long. But yeah, that version too, I think goes for like $50 or $40 nowadays on Amazon. And again, used price, I'm gonna assume new goes for a whole lot more, which is kind of something because like I don't know, I it's been a while since I played Dawn of the Dragon. It's okay. Like, I wouldn't call it a bad game by any stretch of the word. It's just like, it's God of War with dragons.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
yeah.
like, on the whole of the Legend of Spyro series can basically be summed up as God of War with dragons, right down to, like, how okay the story is.
Right. I mean, it's definitely the best one of the Legend trilogy.
Yeah, like, I feel like I would kind of attribute that to the fact that, like, you can fly. But honestly, Dawn of the Dragon is a good game. The co-op is pretty fun. I wish my brother was interested in, like, co-oping with me again because, like, honestly, it is pretty fun when you have a second player.
Yeah, but, of course, like, I've never, since I'm kind of alone most of the time, so I don't really get to do co-op with people, so I just do single player, but,
Hey, single player is good, too. It's nice to, like, just wind and explore the world on your own.
Yeah. And definitely, because, it's the flying and being able to play as Cinder, of course, is the best thing about Dawn of the Dragon, yeah.
Cinder's pretty cool. I honestly, like, I know, like, there's some people who are, like, for or against the idea, but I would like to see Cinder and, like, maybe Ember and Flame as, like, alternate skins for Spyro and, Reignited.
Yeah, I think that's the, it's, like, the only option that they would have is just, like, being an alternate skin. So,
yeah.
If they decide to do that, I'll be okay with it. It's just, like, I wish there were a way to, like, put Cinder in the game without, you know, just reducing her to, like, a skin or something, but, I mean, that's the way it's gonna have to be, because it's either that, or they just completely remove everything that made her character unique, so I'm just like, well, they can't do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles, but, like, at least at the very least, you would be able to play her. I think that's what matters in the long run.
Yeah, I at least just want to see, like, a classic redesign of her.
Yeah. Honestly, and, like, I know I'm probably in the minority of this, but I would also like to see, like, again, completely aware that I'm in the minority on this, but, like, I would like to see, like, some of the Skylander dragons as, like, alternate skins for Spyro and Reignited.
I think that would be cool. Like, like Camo or something, Camo Drobot, something like that.
Oh god, what's the crystal one? Flashwing. Yeah, I really love her design.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Whirlwind too.
Yes, Whirlwind, definitely.
God, for all the hate Skylanders gets, I still think the dragon designs are pretty top notch.
Yeah, there are some pretty good Skylanders designs. Like, I mean, I do like some of the Skylanders characters and like the figures and stuff like that. Cause like I still have some of the figures just because I liked the characters and their designs, and I just thought they were really cool.
Believe it or not, I actually have like a Spyro Skylander figure sitting on my desk. I ordered it when Spyro Reignited was released, and I thought he would be a nice buddy on my desk. I haven't played the games yet, but like one of these days I do want to get into Imaginators just because like you can create your own character. I'm all for that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I've only played Spyro's Adventure, but like I said, it's on PS3. My PS3, of course, not doing so well, so it would glitch up and freeze a lot, and I never really got to play much of it. So when like people like talk about any kind of like I don't even think I made it to any kind of boss battle in that game. So like to me, I was just like all it ever was a game where you just like explore collecting stuff because that's all I ever did. Like I never played it to the point where I felt like I was playing an actual like game with bosses and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just kind of different in the fact that I couldn't get to any of that. So it felt different.
I hope one of these days you're able to like play it a bit more.
Yeah, I did play some of Giants and Swap Force because my friend really likes Skylanders, and so she brought over the games, and I was able to play a little of those, and that was fun. I liked Swap Force's gimmick with the swapping and stuff. I got
the Skylanders games have some pretty good gimmicks.
Yeah, I got the I have a figure of a Freeze Blade.
Ooh.
Just because I really liked like his character in those little commercials and stuff. I just thought that he as a character was really cool. He was funny, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll have the figure even though I don't have the game. So I got the figure, and I was able to play as him when my friend brought the game over, so that was fun. And I've always wanted to play Trap Team, like just because you could play as Chaos. I just want to do that because that just seems really fun.
Yeah, I heard Trap Team is pretty fun. I honestly don't have like a whole lot of like stuff to say about Skylanders myself because like I haven't played the game, but like most I can say is the people who are hating on it only hate it because Spyro is in it, and I guarantee you that if Spyro was not in the game, people would not be whining about it so hard.
Right, but I mean at the same time I do understand because they didn't market it well.
They really didn't, and like I don't think Skylanders is a Spyro game per se. I would just say it's a game with Spyro in it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what I think.
Yeah. If you call it a Spyro game, then by extension that means Skylanders is also a Crash game because he's an Imaginators too.
Yeah, that's true. So.
Yeah, just because it isn't a quote-unquote Spyro game doesn't make it bad. It's just different.
Yeah, it's definitely not a traditional Spyro game. However, I would, I'm not gonna get mad at anyone who's, like, calling it part of the Spyro franchise, because I think, in its own way, it kind of is, because it kind of brought Spyro, like, back into the spotlight a little bit, even if it wasn't in the best way.
True. And I can respect that. I just don't see it as a Spyro game myself.
Yeah, it's definitely not a Spyro game, but it is, if, to lump it together with, like, original Legend and Skylanders all together, I think, if you want to call all of that Spyro, then that's okay.
Wait, do you mean Legend as in Legend of Spyro, or I kind of, like, got confused for a moment.
Yeah, Legend of Spyro.
Yeah, honestly, Legend of Spyro was, like, probably, like, the weirdest place Spyro's been in, like, as far as his games are concerned.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just so farthest feeling from a Spyro game. I said it before, it's just God of War with dragons.
Yeah.
And that whole premise just does not work for Spyro. The whole serious vibe does not work for Spyro. And honestly, this is a problem I had with Ratchet and Clank as well. But that's a whole other can of worms that I'm not sure I want to go into an hour-long tangent about on a Spyro stream.
Right. I mean, you've kind of touched on that when we've had conversations about Ratchet and Clank, because I do know that you have big problems with the Future Saga, in which is I actually love the Future.
And I understand that. I understand a lot of people do. I just have some serious problems with the story and, like, how it's, like, treated as a continuation of the original PS2 saga, rather than being its own, like, thing. I remember some dude on Twitter said it best. It's basically like Mega Man and Mega Man X. They're separate stories, but, like, they basically just have the same protagonist.
Right.
And, like, there's just a whole lot of inconsistencies between, like, the future saga and the PS2 saga as, like, far as, like, story and lore are concerned, because, like, okay, big one, Angela Cross. She's a Wombax. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I know. I never got that either. I'm just like, come on. Are we just gonna forget Angela even existed? Come on, people.
They forget she existed. They remember she existed in A Crack in Time, even if it was just for, like, oh, she's here with this other character that we'll never see.
Yeah. There are, like, continuity errors with that and stuff. I get that that's in the story, but, like, for the most part, I like the Future Saga for how it how it plays. Definitely how the gameplay is. It's really fun.
Oh yeah, the gameplay, like, especially in A Crack in Time. A lot of people say A Crack in Time is the best Ratchet and Clank game. It is.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gameplay wise, and, like, just some of the cutscenes. Oh my god, like that next to Of Your Arsenal, freaking, those are my favorites, hands down.
Honestly, I personally think Going Commando is the best of the PS2 games, so I will admit, Up Your Arsenal did have, like, a very good, like, system for leveling up guns.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love Going Commando, Leveling up guns in that game could be a chore.
Oh yeah, I had some real trouble with that game when I played it out. I just sat down and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna sit down, just kind of play this game, and I'm gonna try to finish it. And it ended up being one of the hardest games I've ever played in my life, but that's only because I suck at video games, and, well, that game really just is very challenging in some spots.
It is, but I don't think it's impossible, although the Yetis can, like, eat an entire asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, anyhow.
Yeah. God, that hover bike race, though. Whew. What an intense race.
Honestly, like, I never liked the races in any of the Ratchet & Clank games. They just felt like...
I don't like them either.
Yeah, like, fucking rubber band AI, man.
Man, I don't really like races in any games. Like, especially in, like, go back to, like, Spyro 3. I don't freaking, like, no, I never liked the Rhinoc race in Lost Fleet. I freaking hate that Yeti race in the Super Bonus round.
Okay, the flight races and the flight rounds are not too bad. They're boring, but they're not bad. The hoverboard this isn't Ratchet & Clank. The skateboard races are...
I think it actually is a hoverboard, so you're right.
Same thing, but yeah, they're, like, nearly impossible, like, especially with the fucking Yetis.
I know, like, what would you do that? I'm just like, I'm gonna quit now. I think I'm good, because, like I say to everybody else, it's like, what do you get out of this? You just get one little ending cutscene, it doesn't seem worth it, I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay, I'm good.
One ending cutscene and one egg after a fight, which is just pretty much the second phase of Reptile all over again.
That is
just
so
with
true.
stiffer control.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I love Spyro 3 to death, but it's just that ending reward, definitely the worst reward in the Spyro game.
Oh, what would you say is the best reward in a Spyro game? Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna, like, throw a shot in the dark. Permanent Super Flame, Spyro 2.
That is the best one. Yeah. That is absolutely the best one. I mean, like, why couldn't they have just done that with, like, they could have just done that with Spyro 3. It would have been...
Honestly, I'm kind of hoping they bring that back for, like, Reignited. Like,
yeah.
Permanent Super Flame, provided you get everything else in the games.
Yeah. I mean, they should do that for all three.
Yeah. Like, heck, they brought back the Crash Dash for, the Insane Trilogy version of Crash 2. Oddly enough, not Crash 1 from what I've heard.
The Crash did they? No, they didn't. You're right. They definitely did not do that. They added, I mean, they definitely did the time trials thing. They totally, like, added all that, but...
Yeah, which is really weird because, like, they added time trial support for all the games. Then why not have the Crash Dash in all the games as well? And not just 2 out of 3.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're gonna have the time trials, you might as well just have the Crash Dash in the first one. I didn't really understand that, but yeah, I think definitely in Reignited it would benefit from having the permanent Super Flame span across all 3 games.
Yeah, and I noticed this I don't expect this to be in it at all, but like Free Flight and all the levels would also be really cool. If they don't add it, like, no hard feelings. We're probably gonna see that in it. We're probably gonna see that as a hack in the, like, PC version anyway.
Yeah, people will totally do that.
Yeah, but people are already hacking the Insane Trilogy version of the Crash series. Might as well.
Yeah, there's so many great hacks I've seen for Insane, like playing as Coco in, like, every level, like, including the bosses and stuff like that. That's pretty
nice.
Cool. So, let's see. You said that your favorite Spyro game was the first one, right?
Yep.
Alright. So what would you say your least favorite one is?
Out of the PS1 trilogy?
Well, across all of them, possible.
Enter the Dragonfly, without a doubt.
Okay.
I don't think I need to say why.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Horror friggin' game. Though, honestly, I'd also have to say, like, I don't like Season of Ice as well, because, like, it can get really hard in places, and, like, I have not been able to 100% that game without save states.
Yeah. Season of Ice is, I used to be able to play that game, and now when I go back to it, I'm like, how did I ever play this? Especially when I was in a moving vehicle. How did I ever do this?
Yeah, I don't remember it being this hard?
It's really hard, like, the perspective, and then, like, the fact that, I can't control things with, like D-pad controls anymore, or else just, my thumb just starts hurting. For some reason, I just can't do it anymore.
Hold on, my mind train's kind of trying to get back on track.
No problem.
Honestly, like, if you're used to isometric games, you can adapt to it, like, fairly easily, but I can see why the perspective would, like, mess some people up. Because it is something to get used to, and, like, even I'm not, like, completely used to it, because, like, it makes some things, like, judging, like, where you're gonna jump and land kind of difficult, because, like, you think you land on the floor, you land in the ocean.
Right! I mean, I was playing Season of Flame recently, and I'm like, what the freak? Like, how?
Season of Flame controls, like, a bit better, because it's not, like, as, like, stiff or weird as Season of Ice, but it still has that stipulation because of perspective.
Yeah.
Same with Attack of the Rhinox by any chance, which is just basically backtracking the game.
Yeah, and I'm a person who likes backtracking too, so if it's that bad, then I won't like it, then, well, that's a problem.
I like it, I don't mind it, I do have my limits.
Every time I think of backtracking, like, my mind just, it always goes back to banjo-tooie. I love how that game did it.
Yeah, banjo-tooie handled it, like, pretty well for, like, a 3D game, in my opinion. That's more than I can say of Star Fox Adventures.
But that's okay, because I love Star Fox Adventures.
I love it too. I have my problems with it. I still would prefer if it was like a dinosaur planet. Oh god, I would go in a tangent on this if I could.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, for what it is, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, again, on the whole note of least favorite Spyro games, Enter the Dragonfly was a complete friggin' catastrophe.
I know. I mean, so, like, there were so many, like, little things that were, like, good ideas, but they were executed so poorly.
God, yeah, like, even, like, ignoring the glitches, like, there's good ideas, there's levels with good aesthetics, and I love, like, I still love Stuart Copeland's work on the soundtrack, but, like, there's just some pitfalls that game cannot even jump without the glitches.
Yeah, and even Stuart Copeland's soundtrack for it is just kind of forgettable.
It honestly is. Like, I can only remember, like, a couple tracks out of the entire soundtrack.
I remember Thieves' Den, that's about it.
I remember Honey Marsh, but that's it. And as far as my least favorite of, like, the PS2 games go, but, like, okay, like, keep in mind, I don't hate any of the games, but, like, I have to say my least favorite is, that's actually a good question.
So, like, your least favorite of the PS1 games?
I'd have to say Year of the Dragon, mostly on the stipulation that, like, okay, again, purely for the original PS1 release, I don't think the extra characters control all that well. I think they're kind of slippy at times.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like how Sheila and Sergeant Bird control. Like, Bentley is just and then Agent 9's controls could just go die.
But yeah, some of the challenges, like, I don't think are the greatest. Granted, Ripto's Rage and even the original game had a few puzzles that were kind of like bullshit, but, like, I hate Yeti boxing so much, man.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And also that weird first-person segment in, Fireworks Factory, like, none of Agent 9's other gameplay in that game is, like that, so why do you have to go for the friggin' Doom perspective?
Wait, let's see, that happened in, Fireworks Factory had that, he had one mission in Dino Mines that was like that, I think.
That was more of a shootout. I'm talking about, like, that was more like an on-rails shootout. I'm talking about, like, free roaming, but you're in first person. Yeah, free roaming, but in first person. That's weird. Yeah, especially because, like, the controls really don't handle well for it. I really hope they fix that in, like, the Reignited trilogy, because, like, Resident Evil 4 came out, like, ages ago. We know twin-stick controls for shooters. Please adapt that into Spyro Reignited.
RE4. I could go on a tangent about that game. I love that game.
God, we mentioned a lot of games we could just, like, go on tangents about. Gotta keep it to Spyro. Like, I'd love to talk about other games, but, like, I'd rather keep it to Spyro.
Right, and I think that, going back to the Ratchet and Clank thing, I think that they could, touch up Agent 9's controls and make it like Ratchet and Clank, and that would be great.
Yeah, that would actually work, because, like, I remember, like, even though Going Commando was, like, a pre-RE4 game, and, like, this was at a time when, like, people were still figuring out controls for shooters, I thought Ratchet and Clank Going Commando handled pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to, like, switch between free roaming and strafe at the touch of a button, that works really well, as long as you handle it right.
Yep, and I think it definitely has the potential to. And now that, of course, Reignited has been delayed, I'm guessing they're fixing some things, and I'm hoping that everything just turns out great in the end.
Yeah, like, I don't mind the delay if it means they could, like, hey, it means more time for them to finish off on, like, fishy touches and stuff, figure out, like, bug fixes and stuff, maybe even, like, get more feedback from the community on, like, how to, like, touch up certain things.
And so far, everything we've seen has been great. I love it all.
Yeah. God, though, like, I should have mentioned this, like, a while back, but, like, I love the new Dragon redesigns. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some of them I don't really like, but some of them are great.
Yeah, and honestly, like, at some point when I get the game, or at least, like, there's complete playthroughs of it, I might do, like, a comparison sheet of, like, all the dragons with their original game counterparts. You know, just as a little, like, hey, this, look at how different things were. Because, like, some of the dragons that use the same model in, the original game, like, same model, different skin use, like, some of those dragons have, like, completely unique designs, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that Toys for Bob is putting in the effort.
Yeah, definitely. I like how they're, not all just the same model anymore. Even in the original, some of them had unique designs, which was cool.
Some of them had unique models. I think that was mostly reserved for some of the older dragons, like Astor.
Yeah, actually, Astor's model was reused.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that was one of the reused models, yes.
I can't remember. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I know Thor, Oswin, and, what was that one dragon in the Artisan's Homeworld?
Thor, Oswin, and...
He's brown, I know that much.
Do you remember what level?
Like, straight up the Artisan's Homeworld. He's near the town square entrance.
Oh, yeah, that's... Tomas.
Yeah, like, all those dragons have the same model. And I think they also use the same skin. I think Oswin uses a darker texture for his skin color, but otherwise he uses the same model as Thor and Oswin.
Yeah, that's true. And it might have been, I always thought that Oswin was that specific color just because of the lighting in the room. Like, I always thought
that's what I think.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Oswin. I really hope that he's a librarian. I will freak out if he is.
God, no, like, I gushed about this before. I really love how much detail they're putting into the environments. Like, I love Spyro 1 on, like, the basis of atmosphere and, like, just general world design. I can't wait to see that in action in the remake.
Right. It's
gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good. Every time I see a screenshot or, like, gameplay, I'm like, wow. I want to play this game.
Same. I just want a Steam announcement already.
I know. It should just come out for, like, everything all at once. Cause, it's, cause I don't even think it's, has it technically been announced for Switch yet? Cause I'm not sure if it technically has.
Not officially to my knowledge.
Yeah, so I'm sure that, after it, comes out on the PS4 and then the Xbox One, after that, it probably just, give a little time and then it'll be released for, PC and Switch eventually.
I know, but I hate waiting.
I know.
It's always a challenge.
Yeah, I don't like waiting either.
Man, though, I'm kind of curious, what dragon, are you most excited to see in, Reignited Trilogy?
Gunner.
He's good. Honestly, I really, like, I know this is kind of weird, but I specifically really can't wait to see Latif.
I think Latif might look cool. Yeah, he's a cool one.
I used to draw and roleplay him a lot. I really can't wait to see how he looks in the Reignited Trilogy because, like, I honestly might incorporate some of the features from that design into like the next time I draw him.
Nice. It's definitely gotta be Gunner for me. I'm really, really hoping that he looks good. It's just, cause some of the dragons have looked like really, really good so far, and then there's been about two.
There's ones that are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, there's been two on my favorites list that I just didn't like their redesigns very much. That was Jed from Treetops and then Cassia from Dark Passage. Just didn't like it.
Yeah. Honestly, Cassia's kind of jarring to look at. Like, I don't mind the redesign too much, but it's just kind of like it's something you'll have to get used to.
Yeah, but his voice is cool. I mean, I guess that's sort of stayed the same. Still has a nice voice. And then there's Trondo. Is another one of my favorites. I think his redesign I think it's fine. It's not one of my super favorites, but it's definitely not as bad as some of the other ones I've seen. Not as jarring or weird as Jed or Cassia. It's just kind of I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's something you'll have to get used to.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping that that Gunner is more along the lines of what I like to see, like with Bubba or Nestor.
Big Bara dragons.
Yeah.
Hey, don't feel ashamed, because that's what I like too.
Yep, I'm really hoping he's hot. Like, let's just say that. I'm really hoping. Oh boy.
Sorry, audience, but two of the commentators in this thing are hardcore scalies.
Yeah, and I've had another scaly on here, so that's completely fine. Oh boy. Okay, so
but yeah, jokes aside, I seriously can't wait to see the rest of the dragons. I just know I'm gonna like their designs, and like even some of the ones I don't like their designs, there's probably some good ideas in them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just nice to see them all having unique features.
Yeah, and decked out in like different outfits.
Yeah, definitely the outfits. Even if I don't like their overall design, there's always something about it that I can like, that I can appreciate.
Yeah, gotta look at the good in things.
Alright, so I think I'm gonna end it here.
Alrighty, it was a pleasure talking with you again, Miharu.
Yeah, and it's always good to talk to you again. We should definitely talk again. I'll have you on SpyroCast again one of these days.
But yeah, until next time, see you guys around. I hope you enjoyed, the SpyroCast thingy.
And don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you all in the next SpyroCast. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.